Hello, hello. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, folks.
Y'all, we've been gone for the past 2 weeks?
Past 2 weeks at least.
That's all right, but we back. We back. Our last day in November. So, of course, we are jumping. We ain't gonna say jumping out, but we're finishing with a bang. Of course, November was Diabetes Awareness Month. So, we do actually have a special guest, Mr. J.R. Fair, that's going to be talking with us today, conversing, getting some information. We're going live on different platforms. Mila, what we got here?
We got TikTok. I have my personal Facebook page. We have our BGT page. And we also have our Instagram BGT page.
Let's go. So we're just going to dive right into it. Again, we got J.R. Fair here today with us. J.R., you want to introduce yourself, Mr. Sir?
Hey, how y'all doing? It's Mr. JR coming straight from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Let's go.
Hometown.
Let's go. Technically, hometown, yes. But we've been in Georgia.
That's mom.
I'm talking about for me. I don't like to claim.
You're right. This hometown, born and raised, and then we moved to Georgia. 10 years strong. But Spartanburg will always be home. I don't want to live there. That's my place.
That's just how it goes.
That's my place. Definitely. So today we are getting into, like she said, the last day for the diabetes awareness. We have Mr. J.R. Fair here. Tell us a little bit about you before we actually dive into what we're talking about.
Well, as you know, my name is JR. My dad, hardworking man, mom, hardworking woman. I'm a veteran. I'm a father. That's really about it. I just try to keep to myself. Giving too much to too many people, it will make you think about some of your life choices. So I just try to stay out the way.
Definitely.
That's true.
Definitely that. So you just the average guy around town, Spartanburg, being a father, staying out the way, you just doing you.
Yeah, just trying to, work, make sure my sons have a positive role model and give help when I can.
That's good. So we definitely want to dive into the part of you that that you're having to live, which is with diabetes, and you want to your story. We definitely want to get some information out there for the people because of this being the awareness month. We want everybody to get tested, to know the signs, to understand what's going on with people that are dealing with diabetes. I mean, it's definitely livable.
It is.
But sometimes it can consume you. So we're going to talk about those differences and those things as we dive in through this hour.
But first and foremost, of course, we have to make sure that we start off correct, because we've been gone for a minute. Mila, what you been working on? What's been going on?
Right?
What's going on, sir?
So since we've been gone, I have definitely been living life. Took a little trip, little Tennessee, little cabin trip or whatever.
With who though?
Cabin trip with my boo, whatever. Did that, so that was cute. Did that. Why were we out for the last? We took a trip to South Carolina because my son's getting married.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. We took that trip to kind of seal some deals with some things with the arrangement. So that's why we have been gone for the last 2 weeks. But my work is still going on. I'm still attempting to get into my TV shows that I'm writing. I'm still attempting to do all this stuff, y'all. I really am. The year is not over. God is not done. So
I know that's
we're still attempting to do a whole lot of things. So what you got going?
Listen, so I've kind of reconfigured this movie thing. I know I said I was going to start back writing, but I went back to the drawing board because yet I still want it to be a horror film, but I think I'm kind of moving into like a kind of spooky comedy.
Okay.
So it won't be as much of a serious kind of issue, because it kind of gives you a play or the space to mess up, to have bloopers and still have a good story. So I kind of want to do that. But other than that, just working. and also being a lot more serious with my health. I have a lot of stuff going on with this, and I'm so glad that we're bringing awareness to this, because I didn't know that I was going through it until it was too late, and I am here now. So segue into our meeting, our show today. So
thank you so much for everyone joining
Yes.
on all platforms. Please type in BGT when you come in so that we know you're here. Please comment, like, share. We on TikTok, we do have 5 roses that we're trying to get to, or puffy hearts. I think it's 5 roses that we're trying to get to. Please like, share, comment. Let's get it. Let's go.
All right. So I definitely want to talk. Let's talk about this book first. In regards to how your journey with diabetes goes. Let's introduce. Yes, let's talk about this first.
So in the diabetes world, both sides of my family, I've dealt with diabetes. Myself, I do not personally have diabetes. Thank you, God, because I've seen the effects and I've seen what everyone is actually going through. But my daughter had diabetes. That was, the closest thing to me. She went through a lot, suffered through a lot, prevailed on a lot. However, she did succumb to the effects of diabetes, and I wrote a book about her life through my eyes, what I saw her go through, what I experienced being alongside her. I wrote a book about her life. This is from birth to death, and all of the things that she accomplished and all of the things that she had to go through as being a juvenile diabetic. She was type 1. She was insulin dependent and sometimes insulin resistant. So, I was there for all of that, everything, every step. So this book can be found on Amazon. It is called Through a Mother's Eyes by Jamila Arguler. That would be me. And it is on Amazon for $19.99. You can also get the ebook for $9.99. So I'm definitely promoting this book I promoted this book this month for diabetes awareness. So please, please, please get you a good read today. All right. Amen and amen.
Signs and wonders. Signs and wonders. For you too, JR, what was like the awakening, or what with your body? What was going on as far as like when you was like something was wrong and I got to go get seen about?
2016. That's when I first got diagnosed. I was at work one night. It was rain and coldy. I was at BMW, and I was riding on the back of a cart coming from another part of the plant, and I had got sick. Now, prior to that, I had a friend of mine who was selling the mason jars of what do you call it? That alcohol?
Like moonshine.
Moonshine. I would take a little bit, after work, just trying to go to sleep, and I ended up getting sick. And the next day we had rode to my sister's house in North Carolina. She was there for a while, and I started urinating a lot. I woke up that morning, and by the end of the day I had peed 28 times. And like, it wasn't, just a little stream here, stream there. Like, nah, this was grown man, full bladder.
Yeah.
I got to go if I don't. So the next 2 weeks, I was back at work, still urinating the same. I dropped from probably about 245 to 205 just by urinating.
My God.
In a 2 week
frame.
Huh?
Within that particular time frame, how long was it?
2 weeks.
Jesus. Okay.
So I went in February of 2017. No, 2016. And doctor said, you have diabetes. And I'm like, okay, all right. We this is something we can beat because I had seen people, both my grandparents, both my grandfathers, my mom actually got it. My dad, he has it. So, like I was thinking, okay, I can beat this. Sugar was in the 700s at that point, and they was like, well, how are you walking right now? Because I mean, I'm still carrying on like normal. So it hit me pretty hard, and they put me on so much medication, and that, like I didn't have the mental power to get to a place where I could manage it.
Mm-hmm.
I started off good. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be taking no insulin. I'm not gonna be taking all these pills, and it breaks you down.
Mm.
Breaks you down, especially working the 12 hours. I just wasn't disciplined enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely put me on my butt.
Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow because when I first found out that I was diabetic, which of course it came mine kind of gradually, of course it gradually comes too, but they was like, okay, well, you're pre-diabetic, you need to do this, this, and this. I still thought I had time.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, well, I'm pre-diabetic, I'm good, so I could do it on my time.
Mhm.
The next doctor's appointment, they said, ma'am, we're putting you on metformin. I'm sorry, what?
Mm,
I thought I was pre. No, because you didn't take it seriously. I would, like you said, I wasn't mentally prepared for this. I wasn't
mhm.
disciplined. And I'm still thinking I got time. This is a freaking monster.
Yeah.
It really is. So when you decide that it's time to take it seriously, it's already too late.
Yeah,
You're already in there. Now you have
yeah,
to manage it. So that's
yeah.
what
And like I think if I would have been going to the doctor and found out if I was pre-diabetic, that I wonder if I could have did something differently
mhm.
to prevent the catastrophic uh life that I have led, being diabetic these 8 years.
Mhm.
Or reverse it
Or
even.
reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you found out and you were okay, now we're at the doctor, you're getting put on this medication. What what events actually took place? Because you got to get used to the medication. You have to get used to this. This is a lifestyle change, a
Hmm.
full lifestyle change
Mhm.
with or without medication. So what events happened after being on that medication for maybe 2 weeks or so? What did you start to feel? What did your body start doing?
I was sick and tired a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, you take Tylenol here, headache medicine. You take a little cough syrup, for stuff like that. But being put on blood pressure medication.
Mhm.
Uh, then they told me it was I was having trouble with my heart. I had too much fluid on my heart. I got put on metformin. Like the metformin, it really,
Mm.
yeah, it it turned my stomach. Like it felt like someone was reaching inside my throat and just twisting
Yeah.
twisting my esophagus, twisting my intestines, and I'm like, ain't no way in the world, y'all putting people on this. Like it got to be something better. But I was not doing the research. I was going to um I was going to the endocrinologist at Spartanburg Regional, and they make you take a class to get educated. Well, you can't
Mhm.
eat this, you can't eat this, stay away from this, and I'm like,
What can I
well,
eat?
damn, like, come on now. But it like I said before, it comes down to discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really want to change, and I know some people have a hard time, and I know like some things it really get the best of you because it'll mess with your mental. You get depressed because you try so hard doing the right things and nothing is working, like you're not seeing the progress. So it puts a mental dampener on you, and
It does.
it's hard to come out of that mind state
Mhm.
once those thoughts start creeping in, and you go back to doing the same thing over and over again, and your doctor is yelling at you, but I mean, they're not really in it for you to get better. You have some doctors that are, but you have a lot of doctors that really get paid the money to put you on all of this medicine. So you
Right.
definitely have to do your research,
Mm-hmm.
um, and you got to get active. Like
Mhm.
that's the main thing. Like you got to get active.
Yep, because that's the way the medicine moves.
Mm-hmm. I had to find it out the hard way. Now I know as far as like signs and wonders, as far as like Malia goes, how did you recognize, or what was, because she was what,
She was
9?
9.
She was 9 years
Mhm.
old.
Mm,
Couldn't tell me like all of what so what I noticed was that she became inactive as a 9-year-old.
mm,
She became inactive. She was sleeping in school, although I knew she had a good night's rest at home. She would sleep
mm.
all day through school, and then she would get home and sleep when she got home.
Right.
So she slept all the time, and then so we started looking into it, and then I started noticing that she also was urinating a lot. Um, but I got to the point where I actually let it get way too bad for her before we
Right.
actually recognized that this is what needed to happen, or she needed to be diagnosed. Her pancreas completely shut down, and she started throwing up bile, and
Hmm.
her dad took her to the hospital, and they took her to the pediatrician. Took her to the pediatrician, and then took her over to the emergency room and noticed that she was full on diabetic, like she had no insulin going through her at all.
Wow.
So yeah, it was rough. It was rough. So I hate that I wasn't educated enough, even if, because I knew my family was diabetic, because I knew her dad was diabetic, I should have been educating myself about my children, about that. But I'm not blaming myself. I'm just saying I wish I had known.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't have had to go through the traumatic experience she did in the beginning, and maybe we could have been more prepared for throughout the rest of her life.
Right.
That's why I want to talk today, because with your experiences, maybe you can trigger somebody to go and get assistance. With your experience, you can trigger somebody to stop waiting and go and get the help that you need, or go on to the doctor, or go get checked, or whatever you're feeling that's not feeling right, go get that checked out.
I think it's a lot of times, I think it's really just the fear of knowing,
Mhm.
really, because you, in the back of your mind, I mean, you know what your body is supposed to feel like. This is not normal. I'm supposed to have this rapid heartbeat. I'm supposed to be pissing 28 times in a night. You know what I'm saying? But it's literally like, do I really want to know? That was the scary part for me. But I really had to be like, you know what? I felt so bad. Like I had like experienced a cotton mouth like I never had, but I was so freaking like thirsty, and nothing could quench my thirst. I
Right.
increased my water intake. I was just drinking a lot, and it was just like I could not get rid of this cotton mouth. And so then, like JR, I experienced headaches. Like I'm talking about crazy migraines to the point where I couldn't even open my eyes. Like light hurt. And so I was just like, you know what? Let me just go see, because it might be something more than this. And then when they told me I was pre-diabetic and what I had to do, I was like, oh, I got time, because at that time, I don't care who you are. Once you go to the doctor, you start feeling better. It's a mental thing. So I'm just thinking like, oh, okay, well, I feel better now since I know what's going on. I got time.
Right.
And no, I didn't. That was the time God gave me to get it right. And I literally laid in it. So now I was getting put on. Yeah, metformin is, in my opinion, and keep in mind, you guys, we are not professionals. This is our own personal experience with this. Metformin, to me, is not made for African Americans. Not made for Black people. It tore my stomach up in knots, crazy. And then they put me on this medication called glipizide. Did not work at all. It was
had that too.
I was eating Skittles. Okay. Literally. I'm like, okay. And then she was like, well, I want to put you on insulin. I'm fighting. I don't want that. But before all of that, I was actually, before it was a craze about it, it was such a trend, I was on Ozempic. And it was definitely helping, but I could not stay on it because it gave me extreme nausea. Like oh my God, it was horrible. So my doctor took me off of it, and then he put me on metformin. And then I was like, I can't do that. And then he put me on glipizide. And then the point of no return is when everything became a trend. People was just buying Ozempic to lose weight. So it was the supply wasn't there for diabetics anymore, because it actually is helpful. It's very much helpful for diabetics. So now, because it's such in a high demand, what is it for my copay was it was $18 for Ozempic, but now it's $1,000 because the demand. I'm not buying that for after my insurance. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
So I had to find something else, and now we're in a trial basis where I had to buckle down. I had to accept my fate. Now I'm on insulin, which is working, but I'm working to get off of it. I don't want this to be a long haul. Yeah. So
you definitely don't. Just hearing that, well, I'll tell the story when we get to that part. But as far as like the like taking insulin, you have to be very consistent.
Very much so.
It has to be on time every day. You know, like how many ever times a day that your doctor instructs you to. But you know, you just really got to make sure that you are doing the work while taking the insulin, and making sure that you're checking your sugar so that you don't become hyperglycemic. You know, to where your sugar drops too much. And me not taking insulin on the 28th will be 4 years that I've been insulin free. But I still get to the point where my insulin drops. My A1C right now it's at a 6. So I've been keeping it pretty good, but you know, I still have moments where, you know, I'm working too long. I haven't ate. So you gotta make sure that you're eating something and watching how much activity you do, and also making sure that your sugar levels have not risen or have not dropped, because in either case, you can be messed up pretty bad.
Right.
I didn't know. And then, like at the beginning, I never knew anything about an A1C. I nothing. When they figured that out, it was at a 12. And she was like, "What?" My doctor was like shocked. She was like, you're still able-bodied at a 12, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You're gonna have to tell me what's going on.
Right, because your body's already used to feeling that way.
Right.
Mhm.
Right now, I have actually decreased that with my eating habits, exercising, and stuff like that. I'm down to a 9. Still not where I need to be. I need to be
Right.
at 7. Because of course I have to go through surgery and all that stuff. And they say that of course you want your A1C down. So after surgery, your body can heal and all that good stuff. So knowing a lot about the different components of diabetes is very much important. You just can't check your sugar. You just can't just take your medicine. You have to learn everything about it and how your body reacts to everything. How, like you said, high blood pressure. Even if you cut yourself, you have to be well aware. I try not to go outside anymore barefooted. Like I was literally a barefoot person. I didn't like shoes going outside, but now you won't catch me outside without a shoe because I'm scared of something going through my foot, cutting anything, because everything is slow to heal now. And
Right.
so you have to be very conscious about everything.
What, a year for your leg to heal?
Yes, I had punctured my leg, trying to be independent. I put together a whole king size bed by myself. I was almost done. Tripped up and the wood plank punctured the lower part of my leg.
Mm.
Usually, it'll take about a couple months. It literally took me almost a year and a half because at first I didn't know what was going on. I was still in the beginning stages of the whole diabetic kind of thing.
Right.
And I went to a wound specialist and it was like, it's infected. What? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was giving off green. And I didn't know because I'm thinking I'm cleaning it with peroxide. You do not supposed to do that. You know, when
Right.
you were little, your parents
First thing
pour
they
their peroxide down in there. That's killing off of cells. You cannot
Right.
do it. And so that's what was taking it so long because I wasn't caring for it as a diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got that knowledge and when they told me how to take care of it, it was healing in the right direction. It still took a long time, but it was still like boom.
Right.
So you have to be well aware of stuff like that.
Especially going to I hear you when we go get our nails and feet done. I'm diabetic. Please don't cut me. You know, be careful. Take your time because you gotta heal from this. You gotta walk away from this stuff and begin the work for yourself. Like really take care of it. And you know, if the utensils or the tools or whatever are nasty or dirty, that's something you got to deal with. So it's a whole lifestyle. Like you got to let people know. Some people used to be embarrassed about being diabetic, but you have to let people know.
I was, because I was like, I'm diabetic. Can you please? No. Now when I go to, excuse me, I need this because I'm a diabetic. I need that to come out the new one. Because they will try to get you.
Yeah, they'll try to get you something soaked. No.
Yeah, they will. And that's kind of why I like the VA, being a veteran and dealing with some of the health problems that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I get all my medicine for free. And as far as being a diabetic, I go to the podiatrist and they make sure that, you know, my feet are well taken care of. You know, I get all the necessary items that I need, compression socks, regular socks, diabetic shoes. Like I get the whole shebang, and you know, it's what is good. And there are a few individuals in Spartanburg that I did want to shout out. The Man Cave. She had gave me like a promotional just to come and check out her services, and I haven't been because, you know, money been a little bit funny. But I do want to shout out the Man Cave and who is it? I think it's King Goud's family. I think it's his sister or it might have been a cousin, something like that. But I know that that she does it as well. So, you know, if y'all in Spartanburg, you're diabetic, you need your feet done, you know, your insurance ain't gonna pay for it, you know, go holler at them because you really want to take care of your feet and not get infected to where they have to amputate. both my grandfathers lost their legs. It was real tough. Christine, you know how Daddy Frank was. He'd always come to the terrace. You know, him and Granny show love, and you know when he wasn't able to, you know, it really took a lot out of him. You know, just to have someone taking care of him because he couldn't take care of himself no more. So
Right.
I definitely do understand the aspect of, you know, making sure that you take care of yourself because like I said, that depression and having to have someone come in and uh take care of you, change you, care for your wounds, cook for you and all of that stuff, like, and you can't do nothing except, you know, it hurts your pride.
It does.
And I definitely know what that felt like.
Yeah, it does take a toll as far as like the mental part. Now, when I know with Aaliyah, she was when do you think she was most accepting or when she understood like what was going on with her body?
Not until she got grown.
Mm-hmm.
Her being 9 years old, we had to go through her puberty. We had to go through her cycles.
Mm-hmm.
When her cycles came about, it put her down under the ground. Like
Mm,
it threw her off so much. She could be sick. She would not have eaten anything, and blood sugars would be through the roof.
yeah.
Sometimes we had to go through that. We had to go through, of course, her being in school and having to take medicine. She didn't like that. Not until she got grown.
I remember that the whole school thing because she did not want to wear that pump.
No,
She didn't. She didn't want to do it.
Everything. She just wanted to be normal,
Mm-hmm.
or what we consider as normal.
Right.
She did not, because sometimes she would be the only one in the school that was diabetic, and
Mhm.
she never wanted anybody to know because she didn't want anybody to base their friendship off of her being sick or
Right.
feeling bad for her, or no, she wanted it to be genuine. So she hated it with a passion. I know she kind of went through some sad days, and I don't want to say depressed because we tried to pray that, try to pray
Mhm.
that way. We tried to make sure she was good.
Mm-hmm.
But when she got grown and was able to manage, she understood I have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no pill. There was just only insulin. Like she
Right.
had to take the insulin because she wasn't making any. We started looking into alternative things, transplants and things of that nature. That they were discovering, medicine was happening every day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we didn't get to that point. But there were so many different things that she went through with the diabetes. She developed She developed respiratory issues. She
Mhm.
developed gastroparesis.
Mhm.
Just all different kinds of things that was happening with her, that she was piling one on top of the other. The numbness, what is
Mm-hmm.
that, neuropathy.
Neuropathy.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what it was. They was calling it runner's feet at that time. And we was like, runner's feet,
Like what is that?
she
Yeah.
ain't running nowhere. She ain't no athlete or nothing like that.
Right.
What they were calling it at that time. So we were going through that type of therapy. Her skin, we was having to go to a dermatologist. Her skin was drying out from the medicine. It was
Right.
just, it was so much that she didn't understand until she got grown. And when she got grown, she began to manage quite well. But just, all the other aspects of the diabetes is
Mhm.
what canceled it out.
And it's definitely like it's hard. It's like, oh my God. Now that you know a lot about it, what I ain't gonna say mostly about it because you're still learning or whatever, and things are still being developed because you know the knowledge that you have now. I wish I would have had back then.
I wish.
Because like it was like she was going through so much and I felt useless. Only thing that I could do was hold her and be like, okay, it's okay. we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And the thing about Malia, she stayed positive for as much as she could, because oh my God, it was turmoil. It was turmoil. It's very much it's disruptive. Diabetes is very disruptive.
I thank God for the jobs that I had at that time, because it seemed like I never was concerned about work.
No.
I was never, all the times that I had to spend in the hospital with her, because from the time she went in to the time she came out, I was there. There was no, I'm going to work and I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, no.
I didn't do that. She literally be in the hospital 1-2 times a month, and those were extended like 3 to 7 days at a time. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be in when she get out the hospital. But I never was concerned about work. Hey, right. And so I'm just I'm thankful for that, and I know that all those times were just leading up to, or building me up to, what God was ultimately about to do. Right. However, it was bad, but I'm able to share the learning experiences that I had, and she was able to touch so many people throughout her 24 years. So I don't feel robbed. I can't say that. I can't say anything was a mistake. I don't ever want to say that.
Right.
I feel like she accomplished exactly what she said she was going to accomplish before she left. Those short-term goals that she had for herself, she did them all.
She did them all. And that was amazing to me, because she was very determined in regards to that. Now, with you finding out, JR, that you was diabetic, you had to, go through this whole process in regards to being determined to get better. And I know you stated that you've been 4 years off of insulin. How did you get to that point? Like, what did you do to prepare yourself to do this right now?
Well, when I like I said, when I first learned, I spent the first 4 years really battling, going back and forth with doing good for a couple of months, falling off. I was still working at BMW at the time. I'd be in there, my sugar would be up, and like I'm working and I'm taking FMLA, and my body is just like extremely tired, and I'm not understanding what I'm doing. So I lost my job at BMW. I got another job. I end up losing that job. I start working at Fair Automotive. I'm in there with swollen feet, swollen legs, feeling bad, but like I'm just trying to trudge through. And I had a doctor's appointment, and I ended up losing my job again. So I said, okay, well, this was 2020. This was right before Thanksgiving of 2020.
Okay.
I said, let me take these next few months off. I'm not gonna work. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna get myself straight. Thanksgiving roll around. I'm cooking. I done burnt some of the food because I'm extremely tired. Ended up getting sick right after Thanksgiving, like a few days afterwards, and went to the hospital December the 4th. They said it was a viral infection. Go home, eat eat Jell-O, keep yourself hydrated. If it get worse, come back. Well, it got worse, and it got worse quickly. Before then, I hadn't taken any medicine, like no diabetic medicine, no shots, no heart pills, no blood pressure pills, no nothing from before Thanksgiving. So I go back to the hospital December the 16th, and they were like, well, we just gonna send you home. Just make sure you're eating more Jello. Like around this time, I'm smoking my cigarettes. I got a chest full of fluid. What they didn't tell me was I had COVID before they announced it.
What?
I had COVID, and I'm sitting up here smoking cigarettes. So December 20th, I got up out of the bed because like I couldn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing for like almost a month. I get up out of bed, I go to the bathroom. Because at this point, like I'm using the bathroom every 2 hours. I'm not sleeping, I'm just using the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, I light up a cigarette. I say, God, I've been saying since my youngest son was even born, I'm gonna stop smoking. December the 20th, that was the last time I smoked a cigarette. So December the 24th, they said if you can make it 4 days without having a cigarette, you know what I'm saying, you on your way. Well, that fourth day came. I got up out of the bed. I had a friend come and check on me. I took 2 steps out into the hallway, passed out, hit the back of my head, knocked myself out cold. Went to the hospital. They admitted me. My sugar was, my sugar didn't even register on my meter. So when I got there, they said your sugar is 1100. Huh? Okay, so they're giving me all my medicine. They was like, when the last time you took your medicine? November 20th. What? Okay, so they're giving me medicine now for whatever reason. I don't know. It still baffles me. December the 28th, they came in that morning like at 6 something. They checked my sugar. I was like, I don't get no medicine. They was like, nah, your sugar all right. Came back in like 2 hours later, checked my sugar again. You know what I mean? So the whole time I stayed there from December the 24th until January the 19th, 26 days. And I was around 240. I came out of the hospital, I was 120. I was 120. I had like my last week there, I had to do strength training because I was regulated to the bed. My knees felt like literal jello. I had no control over them. But somehow or another, my pancreas reset itself. I don't know how I did it. I don't know why I did it, but when I tell you, I am thankful.
I know that's right.
I am thankful to not be on the medication and stuff like that. Like I still take my heart medicine. It got to a point where my heart function was only putting out what it was, ECF or the ejection fracture. It's supposed to be like around 55, 60. Mine was at a 23. So with everything, like I'm extremely thankful. I'm blessed to even be here talking. And I've had these past 8 years, I've had so many people ask me, what did you do differently? And I was like, hell, I don't know. I can't tell you, but there's a guy on Instagram. His name is I think it's Yaki Awaken. It's a black guy. I think he's supposed to be Dr. Sebi's grandson or something like that. And I knew I was eating fruit, and that fruit, it helped, repair my pancreas because what people don't understand is if you're eating foods that are naturally sweet, like your fruit, your body is using that fruit as energy and letting your pancreas reset itself. So I think that is really what happened with me and my condition. That I let my pancreas rest, and I just ate foods that were, had a little fish, all of that, but it was mainly just fruits.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you gotta eat your fruit, and you gotta exercise. So, and that it'll come off. It'll really come off.
So that's kind of like confusing to me because that's what I initially thought going into it. Like as far as like healthy eating, you eat your fruits and vegetables, stay away from starches and stuff like that.
Hmm.
When I started getting really serious about this, I'm going to my endo or whatever, and she's saying, "No, you can't have fruit because it has sugar in it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's the natural sugar." She was like, "No, you can't have it. If you have it, you can only have like maybe a fistful or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, so everything in moderation." But she was like, "But please make sure that you stay away from," and gave me a whole list of them. And I'm like, "Well, that's what
And
I did."
and she basically told you that to keep you on the medicine.
I was gonna say that's weird because my lead endocrinologist was like, she liked juice. And he was like, okay, I understand you like juice. He said, I tell you what, it's better to eat it than
Then
to
drink it, yeah.
He was like, eat your fruits, just don't drink the juice. And I was like, okay, cool.
Cause I had done went through a period where I was only eating like the watermelon, the pineapples. I was eating grapes. I was eating my leafy greens and stuff like that. And I was doing a shake or whatever. But then she was like, "Oh no, you got to stay away from that. You just eat berries or whatever you're gonna do." And I'm like, I'm not really a berry kind of person, So I was just like, well, I got to stay away from fruit now.
That's wild.
Yeah, you definitely you gotta eat your fruit to kind of force your pancreas to produce insulin, and that's kind of what my body did. Like it forced my pancreas to reset and start making insulin, because before then I wasn't making nothing. I was on the
Mm.
fast acting, I was on the long acting. Um, I had taken all that diabetic medicine, the metformin. I was on glipizide. I was on something else. I was on carvedilol, like the inhibitors that's for your blood, like blood thinners. I was on it all,
Yeah.
and like it really took a toll on my body, and you know, uh, being a man, and I don't know how it is for women, but being a man who is on diabetic medicine, it can really change your sexual activity.
It does for women too.
Um, I mean, like you guys, y'all have stuff to help, but you can't. Like I started feeling the effects maybe 2 years after um I got diagnosed, and I seen it, and I was complacent.
Mm.
So it got to a point where it stopped working. The only thing that it was good for was using the bathroom.
Wow.
And I went through a whole year of not having an erection, not having any sex. I had, like, I was trying like all type of natural things, and it really wasn't working. And then my doctor introduced me to it's like a injection shot that goes into your penis.
Oh my God.
And you have to be careful where you put the needle. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the first two times I used it, didn't work. And I got discouraged. I was like, you know, I know I done did a lot of bad, God. You know, I've been out here with these females. I've been doing them wrong, you know, but when it came
Please.
when it came to that, like once everything like really changed for me for that hospital visit, because I really got to see how I did people. And then for like God to just I mean, like, you know, my daddy, I'm my daddy's son. So, you know, like I was really out here. And then, you know, like you take that, you take what you felt like gave you power and it humbled you. And humbled ain't the word. You know, like I was desperate for a cure. You know, I didn't feel like nobody would want me after that. And you know, like it really that's where the depression set in. So like now I've been taking supplements, and I'm getting my grow back, but it's not as fast as I want it. So, you know, like it makes you very cautious around people that you have relations with or relationships with, because you know, women are very, it brought me to a different level of intimacy with the females that I choose to deal with.
Okay.
And, you know, so, you know, you got to be very upfront with that, because, you know, women are very sensual creatures. So, you know, like if she's not the right type of woman for you, there's going to be all types of, well, you little shrimp, blah 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 this, and I'm like, well, all right. So, you know, as far as being a man, like make sure that you do what's necessary, because it can definitely cause a lot of suicide. You know, not being able, it can definitely push you to that point, because like, you know, men are very sexual. So if you can't do it, if you can't get it up, you know, like
As a young man,
Yeah.
yeah. And I see all these young guys taking the honey packs and your perk 30s. You know, you gonna be burnt out before you hit 40.
Listen. Yeah, it does a toll on a woman's body too, as far as like the actual wanting. I had to deal with my libido being very down. Like the desire is not there as much. And then as far as like hygiene, you definitely have to be, if you hadn't been hygienic, it's too late.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I've always practiced good hygiene, because like when it comes to this medication, it does something to your body, because the medication that I'm on now, which is called Farxiga, it increases urination.
Yeah.
So I'm always in the bathroom. So of course, it's flushing out the sugars from the inside. So you get sugar, you get moisture, you get yeast. So I was like, with the first episode, I went to my doctor. I said, "What's going on? What is this? What is the side effect? I don't know this feeling. What is this?" I'm like, "What? I don't like it." And so she was like, "Yeah, that's one of the main side effects is yeast infections or whatever." I was like, "Well, I've never dealt with it, so I need you to make it go away." So she had to decrease my dosage, and she had to prescribe me other medication. I'm just like, yeah, I got to get up off of this, because it's a feeling that you definitely don't want, and I've never dealt with it. I was like, why? It's feeling heavy. Like what? I was going.
So that Farxiga, it does increase yeast production, especially in men, because yeah,
Wow.
I was getting that cottage cheese under the head,
Ooh.
Oh my.
and yeah,
And
yeah.
that's real.
I
That's
said,
real.
yeah,
That's
I
real.
said, hey man, you gotta do something about this. Cause every time I pull down my pants, it looked like it been snowing down there. Like, nah, we can't have this, dog.
Stop
We
it.
can't we
Like,
can't have it.
this
We
this
can't have it.
some
So
medication
I
you don't wanna take.
they put me on another one, and I can't think of the name right now, but geez, and it's gonna kill me because I got my medication in there, but like that particular fluid pill, it does not increase the production. Like
Mm,
whenever I'm not wearing my compressions, and I usually like I put these on like maybe 2 days ago. I haven't used compression socks maybe since last year, and I really didn't need it. But you know, ever so often you get you have a fluid buildup, so
mhm.
you gotta decrease the amount of fluid intake that you have, in which as a diabetic, 64 ounces. That's it. 64 ounces.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, yeah. You shaking your head like you drink more than that.
I do. I do. I
Yeah,
do. I
like
didn't know that.
it, it's discipline, and it takes a lot because you drink when you eat, you drink when you thirsty, and you know what I mean. Like you just can't.
I'm
You can't.
still learning like the ins and outs because like I pride myself in drinking a lot of water. Like I'm
Mhm.
literally like always. And then like if I have my spurts or where I just have like some soda or whatever, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm on it. But I'm always drinking liquid.
Yeah.
I'm literally
What
always.
once you get that first taste of soda, it's like you'll every now and again you'll have a craving. I just had mine a couple weeks ago, and I got that first little taste, and every day, every day I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have me some Dr. Pepper. I'm going to have me a Dr. Pepper. But
Oh my god.
um instead of if you're not drinking spring water, just eat watermelon or eat a cucumber. Those are the two highest
Yep.
foods that have water content. That's H3O2, and that's better for you than regular H2O.
That is. I did read that. That is absolutely right. Hmm.
Mhm.
This listen.
I'm loving it.
When you and then I've justified my soda intake, Jr.
Yeah.
by making sure that it's
If you say diet, me and you gonna fight.
Zero
no
sugar.
zero sugar. I was when I first started, it was like diet this, diet that, and I was like, oh, I really don't like it. So I just increased my water intake until I found that the zero sugar ones, which they're initially okay, but they're still not good for you. But
Nope, because they're substituting the sugar.
yeah,
You probably drinking sucralose.
probably. Let's see.
Yeah, I know you. Take that from her.
No. I'm looking at the ingredients. I'm looking at the ingredients.
It's
Let
what
me.
is it?
I
Read the ingredients.
don't see no sucralose.
What it's a sugar in there.
We're not gonna. They're not gonna read that. But that's what I've been doing. And I got this. That's another part of discipline. I have to make sure that I just stay away from everything.
I mean, it's a struggle,
It is.
and
What do you do besides water?
See, see.
Lately it's been lemonade. Um, but
You sweet.
um, if I'm at work, you know, I'll have like a body armor. Um,
I drink
you,
those.
you know, I mean they're pretty good, but I use it for a little bit of hydration because of the type of job that I'm doing.
Hmm.
So I'm constantly moving, cleaning bathrooms and such. But
Oh,
uh, I mean, other than that, like I mean, I drink water. I'll eat fruit, like especially for breakfast. Instead, the most common misconception is, uh, you know, you having a good breakfast to keep you sustained throughout the day. Um, for breakfast, eat fruit. Yeah, I mean, like now, as far as me having gastroparesis, me having neuropathy, and me having diabetes, I I I started to see where I was eating breakfast and I'd be tired by lunch.
hmm.
So I eat fruit. I eat fruit now. I have watermelon. I have cantaloupe. Granny used to love cutting up cantaloupe and melons for breakfast in the morning. So I eat that, and to help keep you regulated, you know, with your digestive system, eat berries.
Definitely eat berries.
You know what I'm saying? Eat your blackberries, your raspberries, your it's blueberries. Like all of that helps your digestive system. Because once the gastroparesis set in and all of that medicine that you are taking, your body stops removing waste from your intestines. So you can definitely get backed up. You can definitely start getting bloated. And, you know, once you start getting bloated, you know, you start having your bowel movements to where they're they used to be formed when they came out of your body to you hearing it come out and it sound like pancake batter, or you got little Cheerios coming out like, and that's the effects of the medicine that that is inside your body. Because I take I gotta take vitamin. I'm sorry, I'm descriptive when I talk, but you know, like it's necessary to hear because
It is.
uh you know, like you can start to look at the contents of your toilet bowl and you start seeing stuff that you ain't never seen before because
True.
you're not used to looking at it.
Mhm.
And you can see to where it has you have like mucus inside your intestines when it comes out. And you know, like when you start having that and you gotta go see the doctor. You gotta go see that doctor. They're gonna tell you to go poop in a bag and
Mm,
bring it to them.
Hmm.
Yeah,
mm.
I've been on it all.
That's,
Like,
ooh, you start thinking about life
Yeah.
when you
yeah,
have to do some of that stuff. You like when they ask you to do certain things like that. It's like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? Like you want me to
yeah.
shit bag, my guy?
So
But yeah, so
it was right before I had went to right before I had got hospitalized. We had moved into this house. Me and my mom before, you know, she had moved out. And like I said, I was using the bathroom every 2 hours.
hmm.
Like I would wake up, you know, go use the bathroom, come back to sleep. It got to a point where the medicine that I was taking, it takes your it takes away your muscle ability.
Mm.
So embarrassing as it is, and but you know, like it really doesn't bother me anymore. Um I woke up I came home. After work, I cooked me some breakfast. I ate, took a shower, went to sleep. Woke up. You know what I'm saying? Like I lost control of my bowels.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened to where like I was wearing adult diapers for a while
Mm-hmm.
because the medicine was um taking over to where I couldn't control anything that my body did while I was asleep, and embarrassing. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's more embarrassing stuff. But like some of the medicine that they had me on, like if I couldn't make it upstairs to go urinate, I would pee outside. And I did that for a while. And I went out there one night and there was like uh it was kind of like mushrooms outside my door, but they were orange. And they were orange. And it was from my urination, that how it was growing.
Whoa.
Like so, like my it you mm, it the medicine that you take as a diabetic, it will ruin you.
Yeah.
So it's better to get um it's better to develop a plan early
Yeah.
and stick to it. Um because you'll get to a point where life is life is going like really bad. Like, and I literally just start stepping outside and grounding myself again. Like, because I wouldn't go outside without no shoes on. And
Mhm.
I'm even scared to step in my grass now, but um like I go hug trees, I go stand out in the grass and walk around my yard, with no shoes on, watching where I step. But I'm grounding myself. I'm removing the impurities from my body. That I mean, because we all know this food ain't. If you ain't growing it yourself or going to catch it yourself,
It's chemical
you
based.
you you gotta remove that because it's really killing us. It's
Mhm.
really killing us. And being a diabetic and eating that food, and uh your body is not removing the waste properly,
Mhm.
you'll start bloating. You'll start just like you said, your daughter was developing skin conditions, all of that. Like you gotta remove it from your body. You gotta get off the medicine as fast as you can because it will destroy you slowly.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's my ultimate goal, of course. I think that would be anybody's ultimate goal.
Mhm.
But I've recently been a lot more determined to become no medicine at all.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm on like I ain't gonna say a lot of it. I'm on blood pressure medication, and the Farxiga and the insulin. And I also have a diuretic, of course, that helps with the blood pressure. But my blood pressure, my doctor advised me that I can actually be taken off of it within the next couple of months, depending on how much weight and other factors happen.
Hmm.
As long as I'm losing weight, as long as I'm exercising and eating right, then I will be able to come off the blood pressure. That's my goal. And then eventually I'll be able to, hopefully come off the Farxiga and the insulin. She's wanted me to increase my insulin. I was like, well, just hold on, pump your brakes.
Right.
Let me see what I can do first.
Right.
Right.
I'm already taking a low dose, so she increased me 2 units, and it's actually been bringing my fasting numbers down a lot. Um,
Hmm.
trying to get under at least 130, so I can have my surgery on my neck, which of course is taking out my goiter because I do have thyroids here, so I have 4 nodules on my windpipe that have to be removed. Um, so that's when I'm trying to get that A1C down. That's why I really started listening to her with the insulin or whatever. So here in the next couple months, it's going to be some changes. Hopefully, I'll be able to have the surgery by January, and then of course after that, once this is out, this goiter is out, a lot of my levels, hormones, and all that stuff will. She said they will recalibrate. So we're gonna look at doing stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot. But I learned some stuff today about the 64 ounces. I got, I appreciate, man, JR. It was a good conversation today.
No problem. And my heart really goes out for you about your daughter, and I'm sorry that the circumstances have brought us here today. But just to hear your story, and I definitely am going to get your book, just to hear her story, because the more people who hear it, especially the young people who think they have time, and they're just out here doing whatever they want to. This is a serious disease,
You're
which
right.
it can be reversed.
It can be.
What in the world? Huh.
Okay,
we heard you.
No, I didn't hit my watch, and it done went on to my phone. But yeah, like you gotta you have to become educated.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to become educated quickly, because at any point, the diabetes can turn for the worse, and you won't even know it's done came. And then you're scrambling, trying to fix this, fix that, and then like you're really out of time. You're getting amputated because you done hit your leg, or
Right.
it impaled yourself,
Right.
or you done got a cut that you don't know about. Like I wake up with scratches, I don't even know how they got there.
Listen, I bruise easily. That's why somebody fight me in my sleep, because I wake up.
I believe so. If this house ain't haunted, I believe it is.
But listen,
Because ain't no way in the world you gonna tell me I got scratches on my back and I be asleep.
Right.
Who's scratching me, ma'am? Who's scratching me?
Oh, man.
but it's very important to go ahead and start taking things. Listen to your body. First and foremost, listen to if you know that certain things don't supposed to be feeling like that, go to the doctor. If you having more and more headaches, go to the doctor. If like you said, the urination, you know you don't pee like that, go to the doctor. And a lot of people think diabetes is such a like an elderly disease, which of course that's not the case, because my niece was a juvenile diabetic.
Right.
I'm 39. I got diagnosed two years ago. So it's not just an older person disease. Please make sure that you pay attention to your body, be educated, and take care of yourself. That's literally all I have to say.
Take care of yourself and take a friend with you.
Yeah.
Definitely
need a support system.
Yeah, you definitely need that, because it's gonna break you down if they tell you that, and you're gonna need somebody to help motivate you.
Yeah.
And because if at any time, if you ever need it, you can reach out. I will be that force for you.
I do.
I hate that.
Like you wouldn't imagine, like, within these 8 years, like how many inboxes I get dealing with diabetes, because I spoke so much on it, doing lives and doing cooking with Shard, and just talking about the progression and how I felt, every day, every week. Like it brought more people in to see, like how the disease was affecting life. And you know, like you go through a whole lot of emotional trauma dealing with diabetes.
Definitely.
So you definitely just got to have your a good support system, and you know, someone who is, you know, willing to go that extra mile with you.
Mhm.
I'm thankful that I appreciate my sister because she went through all this. So like I'm literally asking her all kind of questions because I was taking my medicine yesterday. I was like, what that mean if it got a bubble in it? Am I gonna die? She was like, it just means that you have to prep it or something because I'm not used to this prime it or whatever. Yeah. So I'm just like, she was like, it's not going into no vein. It's just going. You just got to make sure that you do this. I'm asking her everything.
Right.
She just be like,
I mean, I'm glad that I have the knowledge that I have. Like, I don't know everything, but I'm glad that I was able to gain that knowledge and even answer questions. And I'm still like she'll come back and tell me something the doctor said that maybe it's something I didn't experience with my daughter. So I'm glad to know that knowledge. And like I said, medicine is changing every day. And they're saying different things, just like when they used to talk about the babies, like lay them on their side, lay them on their stomach, lay them on their back. You know, it's every year it's something different. So you know, every time you go back to the doctor, it's something different that they want you to do prior to what you was.
Everything is a big ass experiment.
It is literally until it starts working. Like, okay, this work state we're gonna do. Yeah, but so. Yeah, I'm definitely here for the long haul. I pray to God that He continues to keep my health because being a diabetic in your later years is rough. I saw my dad. He not just got diagnosed, but just a few years, maybe not even 10 years ago, he was diagnosed. So it's rough in your later years. So I want to be healthy enough to not have to go through that. I know it's on both sides of my family. I should be more proactive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you don't pay attention until it's up on you.
Right. Like if you don't have to deal with it, then it's really in the back of your mind. Right. So yeah. But I've learned, I'm still learning, and I hope, like I said, here in the past couple of months, I will be tracking my progression, my progress, because I'm almost skinny now. I'm down 22 pounds. Okay. If I turn to this side, y'all barely listen. But again, thank you so much for your time, JR. It was very much informative. Love you so much for just talking to us today. Mila, tell us about the book again, so where people can get it. Thank you so much again. I wrote a book about my daughter's life. She also was diabetic. This book is entitled Through a Mother's Eyes. You can find this book on Amazon for $19.99. You can also get the ebook for $9.99 on Amazon. Please, please, please support. Please, please, please go get checks. Take a friend with you. Inbox us if you need us. JR said he's there for anybody that needs him for the information. He was just talking about me. No, for the information. But he was talking about me like. Well, he get like your one-on-one, but I'm pretty sure you don't mind giving information. Okay.
I don't.
I'm done.
Stingy.
We really appreciate you all. Thank you for the comments. Yes. I'm sorry we didn't get to any of you guys, but we definitely saw. Congratulations on your 5 years free of insulin. All right, Lavon. Okay. Thank you so much, Allison, for joining. Mamie for joining. Lavon for joining. We really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the ones that's going to watch this after. Please continue to comment because we always are looking. Absolutely. And we're always reposting. So thank you for today. We see you guys each and every something happened. We see you guys each and every Saturday. I think it clicked out. He clicked out of Golden State. Well, see you guys each and every Saturday in the 3:00 hour Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much again to our guest, JR. I'm not sure what happened, but thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you so much. Y'all happy Saturday. See y'all next week. Bye. Bye.